Training for your first 5K? Don't make these mistakes. Hello fellow Rebel, Coach Jim here, and today I want to help you avoid the most common mistakes that I see when people are training for their first 5K. Now, I've run everything from 55 meters to 40 miles, and I've coached people through a variety of races. And there's certain mistakes that I just see people make over and over again. Let's get right into them. All right, mistake number one, no plan. People will sign up for a 5K and they'll casually run here and there until it gets about a week or two away from the race. Then they get scared and they start trying to cram as much running as they can in those last several days. It never works out well. Please don't do this. There are a ton of different 5K programs out there. We have an excellent 9-week 5K training program in our fitness app, Nerd Fitness Journey. It will take people from absolute beginners to finishing their first 5K. Link in the description below. Whatever plan you pick, you want to make sure it matches up well with you, that it matches up with your experience level, the time between now and the race, and your frequency of runs. How many times are you running per week? 3 times, 4 times? All these things are important to consider when you pick a training plan so that it works best for you. If you're not sure of your plan or you just have trouble adjusting your plan as things get going, that's the perfect time to get a coach. Check out Nerd Fitness Coaching in the description below, whether you're trying to get your first 5K, first chin up, or lose those first 10 pounds. All right, mistake number 2, not warming up properly. Now, I get it, running is easy. You can put on your shoes, you can hop right out the door, and you're off. This is a reason a lot of my high-stress clients really like running, is because it is so easy to engage. But this still isn't a good reason to skip a proper warm-up. I'd recommend the following. First, make sure you foam roll any tight areas that you have. Oftentimes, people's calves, quads, and hips get a little bound up with running and could use a bit of foam rolling. Next, some light movements to warm up the joints. This really helps before you start hitting the pavement. And lastly, take an easy pace for the first few minutes of your run. This will also help you warm up as you get into the training. Your warm-up should make the training feel good, and rushing through your warm-up just sets us up for more possible injury and makes the running feel harder. We've got some videos and articles to help you on each one of those things. Links again in the description below. Do you have a favorite warm-up exercise? Post it in the comments, let me know what it is. All right, mistake number 3, starting off the runs too fast. If you've just started running or this is your first serious training for a 5K, you'll get excited. You'll go out and you'll want to run fast. You'll want to run at a really good speed. You won't quite have the feeling of how fast or slow you should be going. So you'll get out there, you'll get excited, you'll take off like the Flash. What then happens, no surprise, is that you're gonna feel terrible during that run. You're going to burn out, slow down, and then just think to yourself, running is not for me. When instead, you should start slower than you think. Go along at a conversational pace. This is a pace where you'd be able to have a conversation with someone next to you if you were running with them. Then you can speed up later as you feel good and as the weeks progress. All right, mistake number 4, no focus on the non-running things. What I mean by that is all the things that support your running. Now, I already mentioned before we want to plan for our running. We at least want some sort of intention on the non-running aspects of our training to really help things. This would be things like stretching. I have never met a runner who stretches enough. Nutrition, fueling the body for your training runs. And sleep. We all know how important sleep is and how it supports everything that we do. Again, you've got a plan for running, set some helpful intentions in those areas. We've got plenty of videos and articles to help you with each one of those. Links again in the description below. All right, mistake number 5, not running in the same conditions. This means that our training should as closely match the race conditions as possible. The first big thing being running in the same shoes and clothing. Do not, I repeat, do not buy a new pair of shoes for the day of the race. You want the shoes for your 5K to be the same shoes you've just trained in for the past several weeks. Same thing with clothing. You want to know how that clothing acts during a run so you're not surprised the day of your race. The next thing to consider is what time you run. If your 5K starts in the morning and you only do afternoon and evening runs, it will feel different. This might be a little more difficult to do for most of your training, but as the race date approaches, I would definitely recommend getting in some runs around the same time. And the last mistake I'll leave you with today is not setting realistic expectations. Now, by that I mean, I see a lot of people get ready for their first 5K, they've never run one before, and then they get disappointed if they don't hit a certain time or they have to walk for part of the run. That's totally fine. If you are training for your first 5K, just finishing it is more than enough. The whole thing from training to racing is going to be a learning experience. Don't necessarily worry about times or running the whole thing, just have some fun. You should want to do it again. Feel free to dial in more specific times, higher expectations the next 5K you do. All right, party people, hope this helped. So again, remember, have a plan, warm up properly, start slow, focus on all the non-running stuff too, run in the same conditions, and set realistic expectations, i.e. just have some fun. Take care and all the best with your first 5K. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Also subscribe to our channel for more great content and hit that bell to be notified when we post up something new. As I mentioned, check out our awesome fitness app, Nerd Fitness Journey, where you can level up your character as you level up your life. And if you need some guidance and accountability on your first 5K or your 500th 5K, check out Nerd Fitness Coaching, link in the description below. All right, see ya, gotta run.